He's not new. Yeah.
All right.
Well,
All right.
I heard the music pumped up when we came in. I guess getting ready. Make sure the communication's okay for up there.
Yeah, we try to make it as hard. We try to make it unrealistic, to be honest with you. You know, and just with the idea, if you can function in that, then it should be fine. And you know, it's really not that big a deal. These guys are incredibly experienced up front. They've played 1 million snaps and been in 1 million environments. It's just focus. And so, you know, they're going to move and stem and all that stuff. So just be locked in on what we got to do. And let's don't go backwards. Let's go forward. So you know, it starts with being able to get the play started without pre-snap issues. So hopefully we can do a little better this time out.
How's Higgins look this week?
It's been good. It's been good. He's had a good week. Good week.
I know you and Tony Bennett communicated a little bit when they were going to the Final Four last year on that time. How has your relationship with him evolved over the years, and why is he someone that you've connected with?
Tony Bennett, we're just acquaintances. I mean, I get to know him at the ACC meetings. We go every May. ACC head coaches basketball and football, and so probably, I don't know, maybe 4 years ago or something, just got a chance to spend a little time with he and his wife, Kath and I, and just a super nice guy. We just kind of, you know, hung out a little bit and got to know him just as a professionally, and just always liked him, and I've always respected just how he goes about his business. He just really, I think, does a great job, and then so really nothing other than that. And then, you know, when they lost a couple years ago, it's on such a big stage, such a bad way. I like to pay attention to things like that. And you know, I've been there, not in the national championship, but giving up 70 before. You know, I've had bad days, lots of bad days, and I think, you know, how he responded, and how he used that as an opportunity to teach a bunch of young people, and also, you know, teach people watching. And just with such grace, I just thought he did an awesome job. And so, but didn't have any conversation with him again other than just passing. And then this year, I just was on my heart to reach out to him, and it was on my spirit. So I just reached out to him and I really just kind of told him what I felt. And so it's pretty cool to see him win. And you know, to go from that low to that high. And I just think it was awesome.
I think you said you texted him right before the Final Four, like wish him luck.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I called him before they went into the final, the weekend before, and I texted him that weekend and after the game, all that. So just really happy for him.
Coach Sawicki,
great guy.
Sawicki was telling us yesterday he feels pretty comfortable up to about 50 yards. Is that about how you feel, or do you have a...
Probably not. I'm glad he feels comfortable. You know what? Hey, you'd rather say whoa than sick 'em, right? So, yeah, probably more like 47. You know, a lot of it depends on what's the elements, what's the weather, you know, where's the wind, all that stuff. But I feel pretty confident from 47. But that's really not been a problem for us. The problem is it's been the easy ones. And he's really had a good week. I think he's 10 for 10 on the week, counting today's kick. So, you know, I'm excited for him. Hey, it's just, I tell guys all the time, be prepared. He went into that game last week, had no expectation that he would be thrown in the game to have to go, you know, make a kick. And so he was ready, and he took advantage of the opportunity. So he's earned an opportunity to go see if he can be consistent. And I love how BT's responding. You know, his attitude's been great. And, like I said, sometimes everybody needs to put foot in their rear, and sometimes you just need to sit and watch for a minute. But BT's making the right stuff, and he's had a good week. He's missed a couple, but he's probably 8 for 10. But he's had a good week, so it's good. And but he'll still be the lone guy and do our kickoffs and all that. But you know, we'll see how it goes.
And as good as they were last week, returning kickoffs important.
Very important. I mean, these guys have been awesome. I mean, and they bringing it out of the end zone. That guy, I mean, he wasn't. It's not like he was on the 5. I mean, he was 2 or 3 yards deep in the end zone and took it to the house. So we've got to do a great job first with the kick, but really our coverage has got to be really, really good. And we got to show our speed. We got to be fundamentally sound. Make sure we do the right things as far as how we get down the field and get netted up and get positioned. But we've had a good week of practice, so I'm excited about it.
Are you sometimes surprised at how, not that you'd ever be surprised at what the media does, but how people react to you coaching a player like you did BT on Saturday?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm the only coach that ever yells at a player. And the thing is I yelled at Kayvon Wallace a lot worse than BT. I kicked him out of the game. He didn't play another snap on defense from the third quarter on because he had a personal foul, and it was a bad personal foul. It's not who we are. It's not what we do. I guess, the cameras only show what they want to show, but I don't know. I could care less about any of that stuff. I coach these guys. Some of my wideouts that played for me years ago, they tell me I've gotten soft, but I don't degrade guys, but I coach them hard. I've always coached them hard. I don't do anything different now. But sometimes the camera shows stuff and they make up things, and nothing surprises me anymore. And I'm not distracted by that stuff one eye either. I got a job to do and try to do it the best of my ability.
Coach, how special a player is Tutu Atwell, number 1? Is he kind of like a Greg Dortch, like what Scott had last year?
Yeah, he's he's a little bitty guy. He's not very big. He's probably 150-something pounds, but he's very similar. Good ball skills. I think leads them in touchdowns. Productive. He's not afraid to go over the middle. They get him the ball lots of different ways. He's their jet guy and constantly coming in motion. So they do a nice job in utilizing their skill and their talent. And he's a good player. He'll be a challenge for us.
Y'all just assuming Cunningham's healthy and that's who they'll.
Oh yeah. I can't imagine that he's not going to play. That would really surprise me, but you never know. But I think both would play anyway. I really think that's kind of their mindset right now, is to get them both opportunities and time. We've seen that in a couple games. I guess Florida State game they did the same thing too. But they still run their offense. It doesn't matter who's in there; they're going to do what they do, and they're very committed to it. Both of them can throw the ball. I just wish they weren't quite as accurate. Now 3 runs around a little better. 6 runs pretty good. He had that long run against. He's not. 3's a little better when it comes to that, but 6 he ain't no slouch. He can make plays with his feet too. But they're both very accurate, and again, they're going to run their offense, which puts a lot of pressure on you no matter what.
They're third in the ACC, I know, in rushing, but they're also pretty good at passing the ball too. Good balance. It seems like running and throwing.
Yeah, they are. They're built to run it. That's what they do. Most of their explosives come through their play action. They're not a drop back team very much. When they have to, they do. But mostly they want to be in the pistol, and they want to play action from that and hard, max pro type of 7-man protection and work some routes down, a lot of shots downfield. But the thing that has impressed me about them is they're patient with what they do. They're incredibly committed. Like I said, they were down 21-0 at Florida State, and they're out there in 12 personnel and just kind of doing what they do. And all of a sudden, pop a couple plays and stay patient. Next thing you know, they're right back in the game. So I don't think they're going to change who they are. We got to do our job better than they do theirs, and that's usually what it comes down to. You get into Game 7, everybody has a little bit of an identity, and who can do what they do better. That's what it comes down to.
Everybody else pretty healthy?
Yeah, for the most part. Jake Venables is probably going to be is definitely going to be out. He's tweaked his ham, and Xavier Thomas is probably questionable right now too. Got banged up in practice, so he's kind of concussion protocol. So let's see on that.
Will Mario be back this week?
Mario's back. Out of the doghouse. He's back.
Everybody good?
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.